Dr. Malika Marshall is going to tell us which foods are best to start your day and which ones to avoid. Hey, Malika, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Rob.
I must tell you, on most days, I am guilty of this. I don't eat breakfast because I think I'm saving myself calories. You're going to tell me I'm wrong.
I'm going to tell you you're wrong, and I'm going to explain why. But you're right. A lot of people skip breakfast for two reasons. First of all, they say they don't have enough time in the morning. They'd rather sleep in for 10 to 15 minutes instead of cook a meal. And a lot of people who are trying to lose weight figure, I'll skip breakfast, I'll save those calories for later on in the day.
Right.
Truth of the matter is, people who eat a daily breakfast tend to be thinner than those who actually skip their breakfast.
Wow.
So they've done studies on this. They've looked at kids and adults, and people who eat a daily breakfast tend to maintain a normal weight and can actually lose weight more than people who actually skip their breakfast.
So you would think, as I did, eating 2 meals a day is actually better than eating 3 because you're saving the calories. You're telling me forget about it? No.
That's right. It sounds logical, but it doesn't work that way. First of all, people who skip breakfast, they are starving by lunchtime. So they're much more likely to eat a huge meal and foods that aren't healthy for them. And eating breakfast can actually help kickstart or jumpstart your metabolism so that you start burning calories earlier in the day than if you fast until lunchtime. So for those two reasons, it's really important, especially if you want to maintain weight, to eat something in the morning.
Having said that, of course, some breakfast foods are better for you than others.
Sadly, yes. And I think we have some examples of what may not be so good and what is better for you.
Peanut Butter Crunch, an all-time favorite, I must admit.
Who doesn't love Captain Crunch cereal? I don't know about the Peanut Butter Crunch, but still, these cereals, this is some tricks down here as well, they're loaded with sugar. So, you know, if that's all you have available to you, then yes, have a little bit of this cereal. But it's better to find a cereal that's high in fiber. In general, when you're choosing a breakfast foods, you want things that are high in fiber, high in protein, high in healthy fats, because they're going to keep you satisfied throughout the day. So choose a cereal that has 3 to 5 grams of fiber per serving, something like this. If you like a sweetened cereal, add some artificial sweetener. If you have kids at home and they're not going to eat this, then try mixing a little bit of the sugary cereal with a high fiber cereal and see if that gets them eaten.
What about oatmeal?
Oatmeal's a great option too because it's high in fiber. Again, you can add a little sweetener, or you can add some fruit or some nuts to give it some texture.
What about milk? What kind of milk you should put on this?
Well, obviously you want to choose one that's low fat or non-fat to go in your cereals, or you can choose a low fat soy milk as well. That's going to be better than a whole milk.
Okay, on a plane ride that you and I take often in the morning, they give you these big fat bagels. Is that a good idea? Such
a popular breakfast food, but bagels these days have calories equivalent to 5 slices of bread.
Oh my goodness.
So if that's all you have available to you, again, eat half a bagel, or buy those little mini bagels and eat just a couple of those. Or instead, a better option is to get a whole grain bread or a whole wheat or whole grain muffin, and instead of putting butter or cream cheese, it's loaded with calories and saturated fat, choose something like a peanut butter or a cashew butter or an almond butter, which is really tasty and is chock full of healthy fats.
And you're better off. That's interesting. That's really good to know. You've got some eggs over here and some cheese as well.
Yes. Eggs are a great breakfast option because, again, they're high in protein, and studies have shown that people who eat eggs for breakfast in the morning tend to be satisfied throughout the day. The problem is you load on butter and you load on cheese, and that's when it becomes unhealthy. So instead, eat a hard-boiled egg or a poached egg. Make an omelet. You can make an egg white omelet. They have these egg beaters in both whole egg or the egg whites. And instead of using regular cheese, use a low-fat cheese, cook it in some vegetable oil, and add vegetables.
Yogurt over here, another favorite. You going to tell me now that yogurt's bad?
I'm not going to tell you that yogurt's bad. I am going to tell you that there are a lot of brands of yogurt out there that have way too much sugar in them. So instead of buying those, buy some non-fat yogurt, put it in a blender. It's so fast. Add a whole bunch of fruit. It's going to give you some antioxidants, going to give you some sweetness and some texture. Add some ice if you like that. Put it in a mug and get out the door.
Sure, but what about the little, cartons of yogurt you'll find at the airport or at the grocery store, at a convenience store?
They have a lot
Typically,
of sugar.
A lot of sugar?
They really do have a lot of sugar. So look at the ingredients and look at the sugar content, and you'll see it's much better to go with the non-fat yogurt and then add artificial sweetener or fruits according to your taste.
Okay. Dr. Malika Marshall, who we all know is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
I'm actually cuckoo for Captain Crunch, and I like Cheerios.
That's pretty good. Tricks are for kids.
Tricks are for kids. They're for you.
Silly rabbits.
All right.